season of former First Lady Patience Jonathan's multiple accounts.
Price of livestock skyrockets as Christmas celebration draws near.
Plus, tragedy averted in Benin City as truck conveying soft drinks crashes into building. A beautiful evening to you and welcome to ITV Benin News. I am Wilson Omasho.
I am Ifeoma Igwe. Good evening. Edo State Governor Mr. Godwin Obaseki earlier this week presented a 150 billion naira budget estimate to the State House of Assembly. In this report, Thomas Sado looks at analysis of the proposed budget and how it will affect the generating of Edo people.
We have proposed a budget of 150 billion, 11 million, 831,079 naira, which is a nominal 29% increase over the 2016 budget estimate.
Governor Godwin Obaseki presented the 2017 budget estimates before the state legislature. Analyzing the budget, Executive Director Edo State Economic and Strategy Team, Joseph Eboigbe, and the Executive Chairman Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Chief Osene Lamine, said the government had earlier in the month approved up to 50% tax cuts for those owing taxes and hopes to get more people into the tax net without additional tax burden on the people. For the Edo State government, the way forward is to raise revenue to 2.5 billion naira monthly by direct collection of taxes rather than through middlemen in the form of contracting firms and their talks. The state government currently generates an average of 1.5 billion naira monthly.
The first key thing is for us to realize the revenues that we have estimated in the budget. And so we are working closely with the Edo Internal Revenue Service, even as we speak, to ensure that the assumptions that underpin the revenue IGR estimates are brought to bear.
We believe that when we implement fully the IGR reforms, we can easily do on a monthly basis 2.5 billion, and that will take us to 30 billion. But even as it is today, we've also identified that there are still leakages in the system.
Also in the area of employment generation, the state government hopes to implement the agriculture of grower policy and encourage private investment in the state.
The fundamental foundation for socio-economic, political, infrastructural development is an ability to articulate a holistic agenda for social welfare enhancement, because that is where the people are. That is what affects the people. First, job creation. We know that is a fundamental problem. And other sectors, other thematic areas, like in economic revolution, infrastructural development, culture and tourism.
They said they are aggressively going to drive local content in service delivery both for government and for private investors through manpower development in the technical and vocational education so as to spend their way out of the current recession.
You look at the details of the budget, there are new projects that are going to come on stream. But however, you see, it's very important for government in sub-Saharan Africa to understand that government is a continuum. So when the governor reiterated the fact that he's going to complete all ongoing projects, it was not a mistake. But when you look at the details of the budget, there are specific projects that are going to be started, that are going to be initiated by this government.
Civil society activist Austin Osakwe is of the view that though the budget estimates are ambitious, the projections are realistic, advising Edo residents to own the process.
I am particularly impressed by three major components of the budget. The first is the fact that for the first time perhaps we have a budgetary estimate that has a slightly higher component for capital projects than recurrent. What that means is that we are laying a foundation for job creation, for industrialization, and for infrastructural uplift.
Thomas Sado, Independent Television News.
Edo State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Haliru Gwandu, has appealed to members of the public to support the police and the fight against crime in the state during the Yuletide. Mr. Gwandu, who made the appeal in a broadcast also advised the public to take advantage of the emergency call lines. Patience Osaugiwa has details.
My good people of Edo State.
Commissioner of Police, Edo State, Ali Rugwandu, commended the people of the state for the support he has enjoyed since assumption of office in the state. Mr. Ali Rugwandu solicited for information from the public in the fight against crime in the state.
I want to use this period to send this goodwill message and assure you that the police command under my watch shall continue to work assiduously to ensure the relative peace being enjoyed in the state is sustained. As security measures have been put in place to achieve this, I want to quickly add that parents should assist the police to advise their children that crime does not pay. They should abstain from robbery, kidnapping, rape, gang terrorism, murder, any other heinous crime. Members of the public are enjoined to be law-abiding, security conscious, and to report any suspicious persons to the police. Let us join hands to fight crime.
As part of arrangement to ensure a crime-free state, especially during this U-time, Edo State Commissioner of Police displayed emergency call lines to assist the people of the state. The police call lines are 080 37 64 62 72, 080 77 77 37 21, 081 25 27 56 27, 080 56 77 63 65, and 080 78 67 44 23. Patience Osaugiwa reporting.
As preparations are heightened for Christmas celebration, the rush by travelers going to different parts of the country to enjoy festive period with their families and loved ones is on the increase. Pius Nsogo reports that while some motor parks are overcrowded with passengers, traders also cash in on the situation to make brisk business.
Several motor parks visited within Benin metropolis were crowded with passengers. Traders also took advantage to make brisk business as they displayed their wares around the parks. Some passengers said they decided to travel in order to enjoy the Christmas celebrations with their families and loved ones.
Period of celebration of Christ, and I want to go and see my people, my family. That's why I'm traveling.
It's the celebration of Christ, Christmas period.
And they go to see my family for Christmas period. And let me they go home. I go enjoy with my family.
I choose to travel today because I'm going to my village in Delta State. Traveling at this period is headache. It's really hectic.
Transport owners said the patronage is high considering the fact that there is no money in the country, adding that they are encouraged to see that their business is experiencing a boom.
It is this period the transporter they meet up. It's always like that in every season. It is a very good time for the transporter. A place like those who fly Aunchi, Uromi, Akure, Wari, once, twice a day. They can fly 3 times a day now.
Travelers, they are traveling because of the celebration. We have a lot of passengers going to their various destinations.
The experience is very okay. The turn up is encouraging. The fare is not too high.
We still give glory to God. We still have a good patronage from the customer like the way we have before, and the road is even safer than the way it was before because there's not too much of rush.
Some motor parks running certain routes, like those going to the west, were however not too busy, while Delta and Eastern routes were busier. The federal government had earlier declared Monday 26 and Tuesday 27 as public holidays to enable Christians to celebrate the Christmas. Pius Nsogo reporting.
Still staying with the Christmas celebration, all is now set for the 2016 ITV Video Christmas party tagged Christmas Igbadun. The program, which is organized by ITV Video, is to delight youths, parents, children, adults, and elderly during the Yuletide. A statement signed by the chairman organizing committee, Mrs. Odu Balogun, said the gate of ITV Video Glasshouse Airport Road, venue of the party, will be thrown open on Sunday, 25th December at exactly 11 a.m. while calling on all to avail themselves and their children the opportunity to celebrate Christmas. The statement adds that prizes of various kinds are up for grabs, such as bag of rice, power generating set, wrappers, phones of various brands, and the star prize of a giant turkey. Meanwhile, one of the major supporters of the event, KC Devices Phone Shop, has also promised to be on the ground at the event to appreciate winners with phones and accessories. The event, which promised to be a mother of all shows at a fine Christmas, is celebrated on a Sunday, will feature various artists and comedians from the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria. The gate fee is 500 naira per person. And now to community matters, where the Odionwe of Ogbaneki community in Owedo local government area, Edo State, per Monday, Agalelehia Uwadiai has, on behalf of others and people of the community, approved the dissolution of Ogbaneki Development Association. In a statement signed by the Odionwe per Monday, Agalelehia Martin Igwe Esquire and Notary Public has been appointed as the new lawyer representing Ogbaneki community. According to the statement, the Odionwe of the community, Pamonde Owadiai, added that the community has debriefed Dele Edokbai Esquire of Dele Edokbai and Company as the lawyer representing Ogbaneki community. The statement pointed out that members of the public and developers interested in doing business with Ogbaneki community are at liberty to liaise with the newly appointed lawyer of the community, Martin Igwe Esquire. It urged the public and corporate organizations operating in Ogbaneki community, including Nigeria Petroleum Development Company, to take note. Tragedy was narrowly averted in the early hours of today when a truck conveying goods belonging to a soft drink bottling company allegedly veered off the road and crashed into a building by Donwina community in Benin City. Wellington Akodija reports that goods and other property were destroyed.
Broken bottles and empty crates belonging to the soft drinks bottling company littered the ground due to the impact of the accident, while a caravan loaded with cement was compressed beyond recognition. The community secretariat was not spared even as the ancestral tree was brought down. Some residents said the accident occurred at about 1:30 a.m. on Friday when the driver of the truck lost control and crashed into the building. They added that the driver of the truck sustained severe injuries.
Around 1:30, motor run to this the caravan and the secretariat. He finished everything, those 7 up. But we didn't meet the driver inside. Before we call, they said they don't carry and come out, those soldiers for night. They don't carry and come out.
I was surprised though, it's a big disaster. I was at all when they called me that my husband, the office is destroyed with a motor, a 7-up motor. Then I thank God there's no life is lost.
It's a 7-up vehicle. Around down here you can see it. That's what actually happened. So early this morning now, I joined with Baba, Paro, all of us. That's why we are here now. As the I'm the assistant secretary of the community. So it's yesterday now we had a meeting here. It's a very strong meeting. People were here, packed food. This is our office here is the secretariat.
I couldn't open my shop. Why? Because of this 7-up trailer. Just as in the way it brushed into the place now, about 2 shops, the man selling cement, and my shop is close to the man selling cement. So the way it brushed as it crushed the caravan, the fence fell on top of my shop, so I cannot open the shop.
Business operators at the accident scene who were worst hit wondered how to regain the losses caused by the accident.
Met this truck inside the office here, and the first place there is my office for organizing workshop. Then my engine and the other instrument they have destroyed. This office now they have destroyed my vulcanizing machine with other tools.
Motor
He carry machine with a pot, with a table. He don't carry all of them, don't break am, throw away. He enter the secretariat, he break am. I thank God my life say my children, all the people when they follow me, they buy something, all of them not did them. We thank God.
I just loaded around close to 300 bags of cement 3 days ago inside the shop. And reaching here, everything is destroyed. I cannot even put one of them. And this is the way I earn my living. And the person that supplied me the cement, I have not paid him money. I've already contacted him this morning, telling him the situation of the place.
Attempt by the news crew to obtain comment from the bottling company on the cause of the accident was unsuccessful. Wellington Khadija reporting.
Imam of Benin Central Mosque, Al-Haji Abdul Fattah Al-Nabulele, has enjoined Muslims to live a righteous life so they can enjoy Allah's blessings here on earth. The chief imam gave the advice at today's Jumat service. Roslyn Eworame has more.
In our sermon, Al-Haji Abdul Fattah Al-Nabulele pointed out that the essence of man's living on earth is to serve Allah and do that which is acceptable to him. Al-Haji Al-Nabulele advised Muslims to be obedient to Allah's commandments, irrespective of status attained or wealth acquired, stressing out that every man will give account of his stewardship to Allah. The chief imam also felicitated with non-Muslims on the occasion of Christmas celebration.
We must understand that we must behave well and obey the laws and regulations of God Almighty. What He said we should do, let us do them. What He said we shouldn't do, we should avoid them, because we are going to stand before Him and give account of our stewardship on how we live this life.
Some Muslims speak on lessons learned from the Jumat service.
The chief imam talks so many things about this life, that the world is just like a transit. We just came to this life and we're going back, to the eternal life. And whatever we are going to do in this life, we should be very careful, especially in acquiring wealth. So we should acquire wealth legally and genuinely.
He talk about make people know what he's doing, what Allah gave him. Don't acquire things in wrongfully. Know where you are coming from and where you are going back to. Anything that you can acquire today, you are going to give account it one day.
Imam dwell seriously on issue before we Muslim. Imam says every Muslim should give account of himself before Allah.
Prayers were offered for peace and unity in the country. Roslyn Eworame reporting.
Top A-list artist shunned Nigerian famous musical award the Hades. Sydney Shokawa Entertainment Desk has this story and the latest on Wizkid, who disregarded his doctor's recommendation to stay off the stage for a while.
After 2016 headers went down at the Eko Convention Center on the 22nd of December 2016, several stars from Olamide, Don Jazzy, Techno, Davido, Yemi Alade, Dr. Sid, Tiwa Savage were absent. It came as a shock to many fans who were rooting for their favorite fans, who to their dismay didn't bother to show up. Olamide, who won 2 awards on the night, wasn't around to pick them up, nor was anybody from his YBNL record label. Likewise, Lil Kesh, on whose behalf he got into a Twitter spat during last year's edition of the same award, and many others. As at press time, fans are still wondering as to why they snubbed the Headies, one of Africa's biggest, most prestigious musical events ever. Inasmuch as the A-listers snubbed the award, awards were given out to deserving artists such as Wizkid, who flew in from the US and won for himself the Artist of the Year Award 2016. Iblis took home Lyricist on the Roll Award, while Mr. Easy of Ghana, with a little bit of Nigerian blood, went home with the most prestigious and most controversial category of the evening, which is the next rated category, which actually comes with a brand new car, beating hands down contemporaries such as YC, Humble Smith, and Aramide, a category that saw Techno disqualified as to the award on grounds of not being able to meet the award committee's conditions, which was a must. Keith Daniel went home with 3 headies: Best R&B and Pop Album, Revelation Artist of the Year, as well as Album of the Year. The headies is an annual award put together by Hip TV and is designed in rewarding hard-working Nigerian artists, both at home and in the diaspora. Sidney Shocker, ITV Entertainment.
And in sports now, Rangers International Football Club of Enugu has debunked the insinuation that the club was unlucky to have been paired with Algerian club JS Saoura in the 2017 CAF Champions League draw held in Cairo on Wednesday. This was stated by the club's technical director, Christian Chukwu. The former Rangers international player who was speaking in a telephone chat said there are no weak teams in any championship, especially the Champions League, stressing that every team, including the Flying Antelope, is ready for the challenge. Chukwu, who said it's a 50-50 chance for both teams, said it has been well motivated by the Enugu state government to go all the way to qualify for the group stage. The group stage of the CAF Champions League will be played in February next year, with the first leg taking place between 1st and 5th of the month, while the second comes up 2 weeks later.
And that's it on the news tonight from Ifeoma Igwe.
Thank you so much for watching. Good night.
And I'm Wilson Marshall saying have a wonderful night rest. Bye for now.
Independent television news, truly independent.